Battles are fought in all areas that contain units of different players, except in sea areas. Here, the active player decides whether to engage in a battle or not. Of course, this only applies to units already in the sea areas before the move phase, because the turn ends immediately for units which are moved into the sea areas during this turn. In combat, the players throw white dice for each infantry unit, a gray dice for each tank, and a black dice for each aircraft unit. A maximum of 3 dice may be thrown by each player per battle round. For each hit symbol thrown, the opponent loses one of his units in this area. A double hit means the opponent must remove 2 units. Each player chooses his own losses by removing either an infantry, tank, or aircraft unit for each hit symbol and returning it to his reserves on the right next to his player board. A battle continues until one or both opponents are destroyed, or one player decides to retreat. If both players are destroyed, the area remains unoccupied. Be sure to update the wooden marker on the production point scale after each win or loss of an area. In the battle for Central Europe, the red player throws 2 black dice for both aircraft units and a white dice for the infantry unit. He scores 2 hits. The blue player defends himself by throwing 2 white dice for the 2 infantry units. He scores only 1 hit. The red player therefore loses 1 unit and must remove it. He chooses the infantry unit. The blue player loses 2 units and returns the 2 infantry units to the reserves. This battle is over. The red player wins 4 production points and forwards his marker accordingly. The blue player loses the 4 points for Central Europe, as well as the continent bonus for Europe, because he no longer occupies all areas of the continent. Therefore, he moves his marker back by 9 points overall. In the battle for Horn of Africa, the red player decides to retreat. When retreating, the player loses half of his units in this area. An odd number will be rounded up. The red player places the remaining rounded half of his units in the drop zone of his player board. In this example, the red player loses 2 units. He chooses 2 infantry units, which he returns to the reserves. He places the remaining tank in the drop zone of his player board. He may only use this tank again at the beginning of his next round.